Oh, that an error occurred. Wait a moment and try again.
Oh.
It's hilarious. Okay, here we go. Try again. Oh, you're not ready. Okay, I'm gonna push it. Hey
Oh,
everyone, I'm Wa.
and I'm Chris, and welcome to Docu Sweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which can be error, wrong, try again, not this time, but also great. This is the one, you did it. So at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet. Hi.
Hello. So today we're talking 90 Day Fiancé
Jesus
season
Christ.
10 and episode 11. To cherish the day would always seven you be by my side and always seven you to love and to
Madonna.
cherish.
Remember that fucking, black and white, where she like is sexy in front of some very young movie theater employee. She like takes some child away from their summer job at a movie theater or something that they splash on the beach, like rolls around with him. She's wearing like a black silk. Do you remember that video?
Yeah.
Okay, the way you're looking at me as if I'm making this up in some sort of fever dream. But
Yeah,
no,
but
that's
because I
how
don't
it.
remember the beginning of it, I just remember her in the dress
Uh-huh.
with the short hair in the
Frolicking.
water. So
Yeah, like
I did the beginning part, I was confused, but then when you got to the water, I was like, yes, I do remember.
there's like a boy in that. It's a boy and her, and the
I don't
boy
remember,
is like
I don't
a
remember the
boy.
boy. I don't remember the boy, but she was a girl then.
She was a
She
woman.
she wasn't the crazy person that we know today.
It wasn't Brittany. She was not a girl, not a woman. She was definitely not a girl, woman
In the
at that point.
80s?
This is 90s. Cherish happens in the 90s.
Oh, does it?
Okay, I'll tell you right now.
Okay, tell me.
Okay.
But
Let's guess.
anyways,
I think Cherish happens. Like Cherish to me.
it's
Okay,
True Blue.
okay, let's look.
That's the True Blue
If
album.
it's 89, I'll be so mad. Gosh darn.
Yeah, it's before the 90s is like all of the sexual stuff. The
Oh, you're right. It's
80s
89. Yeah, it's at the very, very end.
is
I
it True
know, but
Blue?
it's no, it was
Borderline?
on Like a
Borderline.
Prayer. Like a Prayer.
Like a Prayer. Okay.
So the release of Like a Prayer happened in 89. I wonder when it was actually released on. Yeah, it was released in 89.
How old was Madonna in 89?
Okay, I'll tell you. So Madonna was born in 58.
Okay.
So in
Can we
89,
just
she's
Google how
31.
okay. Oh.
So she's 31. And I mean, again, this
She's
video is like maybe
31
like
in
a
89? Jesus, she was a grown ass woman.
wait, shoot, yeah, right.
I don't know. I
She
would
was
have
born
just
in
Googled.
58.
I wouldn't
Again,
do math. I would just say how old was Madonna in 1981, 89? That's what I would Google. I don't do math. Don't worry about
okay,
it.
well, God, what a
Okay.
long
Rob.
45 minutes into this. Did we even see what we're talking about? Oh, we did. Yeah,
Yes, I
before we
did.
got to
As a
this. Okay.
Cherish. Rob
Yeesh.
is a loser.
We know.
Yeah. He's a big fat stinking loser.
We know. And
And
he knows
he's
it.
outside
He knows it.
complaining about being a loser. And the two people inside are inside, like packing a bag to spend the night because the girl is just tired of being around Rob and his complaining ass. And she doesn't want to spend the night with him because she's like, ugh, let me just go stay with my mom in a hotel so I can feel comfortable because I don't want to be around this complainer who's mad at me. And so I'm 22 and I'm too young and I don't know how to take care of this 32-year-old man who also isn't emotionally mature. I'm not emotionally mature. He's not emotionally mature. I don't know how to help him through this moment because he reacted poorly to a situation because he knows that he's a loser and should have his shit together. And because he knows that what we're saying is true, his reaction is thus.
Oh, yeah. Because as much as Sophie's mom is disappointed in Rob, no mom is more disappointed in Rob than Rob's own mom.
Yeah.
So all of this is triggering to a Rob who then has to go outside in his courtyard area, sit on like some sort of white wrought iron, garden, uncomfortable, but we know that kind stool chair, and then just sort of like lament into the air. Well, they don't know what life's like, and they wouldn't know what's like. It's been just me. I don't have anybody. I don't even have a roommate. And we're all like, get a roommate. Then like you can get one. Like if you couldn't get a roommate. There's like literally I've known people who've gotten them off Craigslist, but also this is another thing. You are still an attractive young person in a major metropolitan city that is like teeming with other attractive, dumb, directionless people wanting roommates.
Yes. Rob is 32 years old, living in Los Angeles. He has all of the opportunity. He could be a server, making a good living. He could work at a club, making a good living. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You don't live in Podunk, Mississippi. You don't live in stupid Missouri. Not that the whole state is stupid, but I'm saying you don't live in a town called stupid Missouri. You don't live in a place where there isn't commerce. You are a good-looking person in Los Angeles. You could go and work in retail, make sales. You could go work at a car dealership. There are choices that you did not make in your 20s that have led you to where you are now in your 30s. So you made bad choices. Wrong choices were made in your 20s. There is no way that you are in the position that you are now and you didn't make poor choices in your 20s living in Los Angeles. So period, this is what you did to yourself.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is he wouldn't want his daughter to live in a situation that Sophie's choosing to live in, but Sophie's choosing to live with it. And then, he complains that she isn't staying by his side and instead wants to go stay with her mom at this
Of course she does.
3-star hotel, which, that's how much they're like, at least there's an attached bathroom, and Natalie and her mom are out of there and I can still, excuse me. I can, still smell the fried extension in the air. But anyway, basically, he's just like so upset that she's not like, is Rob okay? And like, how's Rob doing? And I just like feel like
I'm your future husband.
There would be a great scene if they could have like Sophie and her mom like go on the town. Like her mom's gonna be like, "Come on, Sophie, let's have fun or whatever." Because I would love them to like try and like tell me they're rich again and like take an Uber into town and like go out and spend $50 on 2 drinks, and like let me watch you at some fancy place, like live some moment in LA together, like because another part of Sophie's mom is this like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom / Britain version of that, that like makes me feel like she's like, I love that Sophie has a bunch of fake filler lips and stuff because she looks hot and she's young. So if I'm with her, I also will be hot and young. Like there's a part of her that is kind of that, right? Like, yeah. And so to that end, at least show me a little like hot girls on the town with accent night. I would take any sort of like vibe different than Rob. Rob brings his friends to hang out with Sophie. I have to look at Rob's friend again, like give me something else. Because the mom is not exciting to watch.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Let's go to a club. Do you want to go to a club, Mom? Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Jumbo's clown room.
Ashley.
Ooh, I got it in. Okay.
Ashley and Manuel. So we actually see the scene where they have sex, and it's because she's so upset at the energy that's happening right now when they're on their way to take the friend back to the airport. Because Manuel is like, I'm not going to go to the airport. I'll just stay here then. Fine. And she's like, I don't understand. Like, come on, stop being this way. And he goes and he apologizes to her and he gives her kisses. And she's like, oh, I'm wet now. So let's go to the bathroom and fuck. So they go to the bathroom and they actually have the sex and there's moaning because the mic is hot. And then they come back out and the friend is like, this is awkward. And they hop in the car and they go. So then she has a dance class with her sister who's been dancing for 7 years and is a choreographer now.
But can't get her a birthday but can't get her a wedding present, which
I mean, listen,
are you?
I couldn't get a lot of people wedding gifts for many years.
I said for your sister. I mean, your sister didn't get married, but yeah, her sister. It's not just a wedding; it's your sister's one. You can't get okay, I don't know. All right.
Yeah, people don't have money.
Okay.
And so she's choreographing a dance, And then Ashley's like, yeah, so I had sex in a public bathroom, and the
Mhm.
friends are like, that's a mom and pop spot. And she's like, I know, ha ha ha. So they have a good laugh about it. And then the other friend is like, marriage is hard work. The friend who's married to the gay man, marriage is hard work. And these problems aren't going to disappear overnight, And I actually agree with Ashley. I'm
Yeah.
like, they can work through their problems while married. I don't think they need to solve
Oh.
every single issue right now. Especially because he only came there with a backpack, apparently, and she's clothed him and she's fed him and she's done everything that she's done. And I'm rooting for them. I rooted for you, as Tyra would say.
Yeah.
So
No. So don't let her down.
yeah,
Yeah.
I am happy for them. So the naysayers be whatever. And she's like, listen, and if it fails, I just need you to be there to pick me up. And I agree. Now, the problem that's annoying is that she keeps calling them whenever anything goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I think that's the last thing we have from them.
Yes. Tell me if you can hear my dad boxing. Boxing's happening.
No. Is he physically boxing or he's watching boxing?
Yes,
Boxing.
yes. He's physically
He's up like
hitting a bag. I know. No, he's watching.
Is he making those noises? Oh, okay.
No, but there's this like British fighter. I think his name is Joshua Anthony or Anthony Joshua or something like that. You should look him up. He is so gorgeous.
Oh.
And he's like the talk of England,
Does he have a
much like Sophie. I mean, like literally, like if I was Sophie's mom, I'd be like, get her to this man because he's a boxer. And like when I first saw him, he looks so hot. It's like, how could you, like, why would
you miss your
anyone hit
face?
it? Like,
Yeah.
why would you hurt your moneymaker, as like, like
Mhm.
it looks like, how could this not God-given gift not be your moneymaker?
Mhm.
And by the way, his whole body's insane as well, because he's like an athlete. So like, but his face is facially perfect, but his body is also insane. And he has a high stature. On top of that, he's like the best fighter in England or whatever.
Okay.
And it's like, if a model was fighting.
Oh, does he look like he's had his nose broken a couple times?
No.
Oh my gosh. Good for him.
I thought I hope I just like I know I'm just like I find him obviously incredibly attractive.
Yeah. Do you like Nikki's little outfit? Because I did. I like Nikki's
Anthony
little
Joshua.
outfit in this episode. And you
You
know
know
what? She
what?
was
It was the
really
only-
frustrated. She called him Igor when he laughed at her. But I thought it was funny when he laughed. I don't know why she got so upset. But anyways, let's start at the beginning. So in the beginning, she's pumping and sashaying down the street. And she's gonna go get her nail fixed because it broke. And she goes in there and she just I literally had to get up and like into my bedroom, into the bathroom, because I couldn't listen to her speak in this fake accent.
Yes, it was
to
horrible.
this woman getting her nail fixed.
I couldn't.
How do you feel about? She was speaking just like Justin to this woman about Moldovan men behaving and having woman be submissive to man. Is that how Moldovan woman has to be with Moldovan man? It was really bad. It was really bad, really awkward. They put her up to this and she was bad at it. And this poor woman had to just sit there and be like, yeah, yes, I think so. Can you sit down and shut up, please? Your eyes are so weird. Stop it.
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable for me. I do like your beret, though. It's nice. So
I can't believe you're right. If it's not her talking to him about how, like how mad she is that he won't pleasure her, that it's her talking to other people in Moldova about how mad that he won't pleasure her. It's like even it's funny because for sure at this point the producers know that they just keep doing the same thing over and again. Like, but surely because I assume that producers have storylines in every episode at some point mapped out during the editing process. I mean, just like you would a narrative thing where like, there's this scene, there's that scene. So at this point, they know cognitively that it's the same thing.
Same thing.
I mean, we can't, I mean, there's no way at this point. We are
pedal to the
episode
metal.
13.
They won't let up.
So, I mean, it's like, it's just, yeah, it's almost, it seems
80 and a 60.
like a
It
glitch
just
where
yeah.
it's almost feels like I feels like you know how you're in a club and the remix just
Mhm,
skips. Like we don't have it anymore because it's like not records, but like it feels like a skip. Or like okay, well someone has to pick up the
mhm,
needle and move it because we're no everyone can
mhm,
tell we're not supposed to be like this. It's not right, not natural.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But they won't do it. They won't
She
change the
can't get
base
over it.
vibe.
She
It's
can't get
it's
over
so
it.
crazy. So I don't
It's
like
just so
this.
hard.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I okay, so the next scene after her not getting her nails done, where I'm like, how long have you been Moldova? You got your nails done in America. You think you were ever get them done? Like, how long you be there? I wonder. Also, like, God bless. And then I forget that she's in New Jersey all the time because she reads so LA or whatever. But then I'm like,
Mhm,
oh yeah, like Melissa, it could be her and Melissa. So anyway, God
mhm.
bless. And then I think, then the next thing is like, oh, they're gonna go to the park, and he takes her on this geese thing,
Swan.
swan thing. And I will tell you, I know that because they showed us in the previews that they fight on the swan. And this is the point where I just went, no thanks. And ba booped this entire scene.
Okay, let me tell you what
Be-
happened. So they get in there and he's like, I bring you on this river because it's like our relationship. We are on this uh boat and we must work together to get to other side of lake, pond, river, pond, lake. So, and she's like, uh-huh, uh-huh. So they get to the other side and they start to talk about having a threesome. And so then she's like, if we have a threesome with two women, then we also need to have a threesome with two men. And he's like, no, I don't want to see another guy have sex with you. And she's like, well, then I don't want to see you having sex with another woman. And he's like, well, no, I want to have sex with you and the other woman. And she's like, no, 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 I don't want to see you having sex with the other woman. Is that fair? And he's like, and he looked like he was about to say no, like he understood the double standard of it. And she got pissed and was like, don't you laugh at me, Igor. You're not taking this seriously. And when she got pissed, he got up and walked away. And then that's all that I saw because
so
I
were
was
they out
like,
of the swan at that point?
yeah,
Because
they were they got out of the swan because they made
he
it to
like
the other
walked away like
side.
Jesus
Yeah, he walked away. So
on the
they
water.
were already out of it. Yeah, he walked on water and like got to the other side because he's Jesus.
Jesus.
So he walked away and then I was like, I don't care. I don't care. They
Yeah.
should not be on this show. They are not 90-day affianced. They
No.
are before the 90 days.
Yes,
Let's
they
move
are.
on to Clayton and that crazy person.
Uh-huh.
So we get
I
up
wrote
on
her name
this.
is Ann Aloe. I thought you'd like that.
Yes.
Actually, I didn't mean it. This was full autocorrect. Every
So
time we read her name, it autocorrects to something else, and this one was Ann Aloe. Clayton and Aloe.
So we pick up where she's giving him the silent treatment. First of all, she's in the bathroom because she's annoyed with him and she can't deal with it anymore. So she's in the bathroom and she's not coming out and he's talking to her through the door. And finally she comes out and then she's just like looking down on her phone and he's like, why won't you talk to me? And she's like, because you don't understand my life. And he's like, well, all I'm asking for you to do is to tell me put me on your social media because the last time I was with somebody, the person didn't put me on their social media and they were cheating. And she's like, I'm not your ex, which is like so stupid.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't understand my life. My dad doesn't know about you. I don't just want to put you on my social media. And he's like, well, it would make me so much more comfortable. And she's like, fine, I'll do it. So she writes this whole caption about how he's the best person in the world for her. And he loves it and posts it. And then they have sex. The next morning, they wake up. There's a panda in between them. He gets up and he shakes his tail at her. And she loves it and scampers off. It is so disgusting and annoying. And if a man got up on the bed and shaked his tail at me, I'd be so turned off. So then
I listen, he is a playful person. So I will give him that he is a playful person and he should be with someone that, is playful back and finds comfort in that, and I can't quite tell if she finds comfort in that kind of like, like friendly vibe or if it's her. I don't know. I don't know. You're right. I don't
okay.
know.
So then the next scene with them is they go on this like bike ride in San Diego. They talk about how lovely it is and she's like I would love to live here and he's like no, we can't live here. I can't afford it. I mean, with me, you, the guinea pigs, the dogs, my mom, I can't do it. And she's like your
What?
mom?
What do you mean, mom?
Oh, no. She's like, another closet? Can't do it. Can't do it. Not for me. No, 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 not me. Not me. Not me. Not me.
This part is so interesting because he says it in this moment on the bike, and she doesn't question it in the moment. We go right to a confessional where she's like, "What?" You know, and we all were like, "Excuse me." And this is the part where if it was me, right then and there, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, why would your mom come?"
Yeah.
And then it would make him tell me, "Oh, because in my mind, I have to take care of my mother for the rest of my life, and she'll follow me everywhere." Oh, so this entire time in your mind, when we get married for the rest of our lives, your mom lives in the closets of our various homes, or does she have her own room? Well, what was happening else in your mind? And then he will say, "Oh, in my mind, blah blah blah," and whatever it is, and they can get on the same page. Now,
Yeah.
if it's me, I'd be like, "Oh, so in your mind, blah blah blah." Cool. So drop me off at that corner. I'm going home. Thank God. By the way, like that post is gone off my feed. I mean, delete, honey, not even archive, fucking deleting that post, okay? Because I'm not living my life with a closet mom.
Yeah. I mean, the truth is that some folks do live with their parents, like, whatever. Like, it's just parts and parcel of the gig, right?
Mhm.
That is
That's
part of the
absolutely true,
community.
and this is a cultural thing, you're absolutely right. I'm just gonna say, the reason for me that it won't work is, I do feel like that mom, God bless, needs to be in a stable housing unit that will, like, support her mental health in a way that the hoarding tendencies makes me feel like it'd be suffocating for me with the animals in all situations. I am not saying the mom is the only problem, because the animals are too. Go ahead.
I would think though that it's Brandy's job to take care of her. Like, it's not his job. Like, that's what I would say. I'd be like, no, 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 we're young. We're in our 20s or whatever, early 30s or whatever. Like, Brandy is the one who's been run through. Brandy's the one who's been living her life. Like, she's the one to do it. So then they pull over, right?
They're
And then
already
they
putting so much on Brandy. They don't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, maybe
Yeah, yeah.
that's why they are
So
putting a lot
then
on
yeah, yeah.
Brandy.
So then they pull over and then he calls Brandy and he says things and he's like, "Hey, Brandy, like so I know you're already doing a lot, but also could you get a llama? And could you get people dressed in guinea pigs?" And Brandy's like, "What?" And then he's like, "Also, could you plan a bachelorette party?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm already doing that. Don't worry, don't trip, girl." And she's like, "With strippers." And then she's like, "Okay." And then the llama though and the guinea pigs is too much. It's too much for her. And she gets so upset with Clayton. Clayton doesn't quite understand why. But let me tell you why. It's because Brandy is confused because Brandy did not know that Clayton and Annalie were going to San Diego. So they're on a lovely vacation. And Clayton has the audacity to FaceTime her or video call her, is because they're not using Apple. Video call her from a lovely destination and ask her to do more things. And she's like, "No, bitch. I'm about to pull out from helping you from do whatever." No, 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 no. What are you doing for this wedding? What exactly? I'm your I'm trying to help you, and now I'm your wedding planner. And he's like, "Well, Annalie can't do it because she doesn't speak English." And so Brandy's like, "So you be on video games all day. Then you went to San Diego to meet your friend, didn't even fucking tell me. Now you're calling me from a beautiful place, and you're asking me to order a llama and people dressed in fucking guinea pigs. Get the fuck out of here." And she
I
then doesn't answer again. And then Clayton tells Annalie that she doesn't understand why Clayton is up, why the Brandy's upset. And I'm like, Clayton, take a stab at in the dark of why she's upset. Like, don't act like you don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying, and I don't like the obtuseness of it.
I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy this scene. I really didn't. I once Annalise said she wanted strippers, I was like, something seems weird. And then yeah, like he was like, "Wait, you won't do this for me?" When he said that, that was like, that seems weird too. Unless he's gonna really turn around and be like, "Even though I take care of our mother every fucking day, like I want, like I want a
He said
reason
that.
why he no, but
Oh,
in
okay,
her
sorry, sorry,
wouldn't
sorry.
that be great?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
that
yeah,
have been
yeah.
great?
If he had said that, I would have been like, okay, great. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If Annalie had heard that, she'd be like, "Let's fuck right now." You know what I'm saying? Like she'd be like, "Yeah." But that's not what happened. So
So we leave on this weird note of like, and she's like, "Oh, well, I guess it was a lot to ask for llamas."
no, it's not. Actually, the llama thing, it's like not that much to ask. And that is culturally Peruvian. So I get
Yeah,
it.
but like he's leaving. It seems like he's leaving everything up to Brandy. Brandy's not his wedding planner. Like
Yeah.
Brandy's just helping him out, and so now he's calling from a beautiful place, asking her to like add in this extra stuff, and she's like, "I'm about to just leave this whole thing for you to do." The fuck?
Well, okay. Let's move onzy onesies. Okay, so down the list, honey, Sam and
Citra?
Citra.
Okay, well, first of all, how is it that you're joining a religion and you can't even get assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam down? Why is that so hard to say? And you're trying to
Well,
join this religion. You've had years to learn how to say assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam.
Sam is not supposed to marry Citra.
Okay.
He is
Okay.
just marrying someone because he is a lost fucking soul with no love in his life and thinks this woman is hot and is pure in a way that brings him like a hope to find a way to live because he hasn't had the support and or supports his Medusa in the past, which is why it's so funny that his mom is a fucking fierce Bible thumper because she's done so much damage to him. But anyway, it feels like Sam has put on Citra this thing where he thinks that she's gorgeous and she is right and she lives purely, and the dad is very protective and low key. Wouldn't that have been great if he had had like a will in a way? And I think in because of that, he thinks that she's better than him, like, and so it grants him a certain peace and stability if he can make this happen and make this work. I think it'll make him feel a confidence and security in his mind. But he is not able. It's not a good match for a variety of reasons, mostly because, yeah, like, unless you tell me this, half of me feels, and this is a very strong thing, that Citra is like, yeah, you have to convert. And when I live here in America, we'll totally do the things that we are all supposed to not do. Like, we won't ever drink. But Citra also has never worn a hijab here, has never even tried to want it. She doesn't seem like that's fine, but her sisters do. And also, Citra is, in fact, going to drink on camera. And and he even calls Citra out for being overtly sexual and flirtatious. There's something also about Citra that makes me kind of feel like she's like, I don't know about this religion and I'm getting out of here, honey. I just don't know if this is going to be it for me. There's a rebellious streak to her under her father that maybe he picks up on, that like he feels like once they get married, it's like whatever it is.
Well,
God agrees.
yes. But like the hijab is your personal thing with
Yes.
God, right? So I could forgive her, not forgive. Who am I? The fuck am I?
Yeah,
But
and
like
I'm not, I
you
don't think
don't
that
have.
I'm judging of her either
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's all the
But
things.
the drinking, haram, okay? Forbidden. So when she did that, it was almost like she's like, well, before I get married, that's when really I'm gonna really step into my I'm gonna step into it. So and she's like, I just want to, and so I wonder if she's ever drank before. And if so, listen, live your life. Because I know people who practice religions and have a little sip here and there. And that's your life. And I support whatever you want to do with your body. And so I kind of liked that for them. And I think she likes Sam because he's like low key kind of a bad boy. But they go on a date, and we find out that in Indonesia, this man flew there with not a penny in his pocket, okay? Because she had to pay for everything that they did when they went out. So now she gets to have dates with him. And so they go to a local dive bar in the middle of nowhere. And they play pool, and they get cozy, and they have what looks like maybe a Mai Tai or some kind of Bacardi beverage, frozen beverage, and they have food. And producers ask him if he's going to miss pork. And when people talk about missing pork, I'm like, I have bacon, and it ain't that. It is not. It really isn't that. Like, it ain't all that. It really isn't all that.
I
Like,
disagree. I hard disagree that I don't like pork chops, but if you cure bacon, I will eat it. Pepperoni, I'll eat salami, and I will absolutely eat, oh my God, bacon.
And
But
you can disagree with me, but as somebody who grew up not eating pork, the pork that I eat now, I'm not like, oh my God, what have I been missing my whole life? Like the beef or turkey substitute is fine. Like what I'm eating now is not like, Jesus, I can't believe my parents stopped me from eating this. Like, yeah. So the fact that he's like, I'm gonna miss it is like, oh, okay. Um, and then yeah, so but the fact that I find to be just super annoying is the fact that he can't remember how to say assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. Like it just really isn't hard. It honestly isn't. It just like super isn't. Just like super, super duper is not. And he's had so much time to learn it. You know, he's had so much time to learn haram. He's had so much time to learn inshallah. He's had so much time to learn mashallah. He's had so much time to learn just like some key things that just get said just around, you know what I mean? And it just seems weird to me that he just like didn't just pick up some things that you could just learn easily by Googling some stuff.
yeah, but give him a little compassion and grace because his dad thinks that aliens once just like landed on their fucking house 3 months ago and then just like jumped off as big feet,
I
big feet.
won't. He's
You
been
know,
dating
this
her for
man does
3 years.
nothing. The man
He's
comes
been
from
dating her for
God.
3 years, I won't. He's been
The
dating her
man
for 3
comes from
years.
nothing. The man comes from the two of the baddest, wildest drug addicts and them crazy ass who knows. And the son and her brother looks like not the father at all. I mean, that father gave Sam his face and aesthetic, and then the brother just exists. I don't know if the brother's from the same mom. They all look crazy. Now, here's a part that's banana. So after the so blah blah blah, they go into a mosque to see what life's like there. And he, he doesn't know his way. And the person knows, he's like, what do you know about this religion? He's like, don't know anything. Pretty circle talks that answer. It's really haram. And then of course, when her sisters come, he lets a lot of information go about these sisters. He's like, I'm gonna tell you right now, no one
Yeah, yeah.
on God's fucking green earth makes me as insecure
Yeah.
as these sisters. They will pick you apart. They are vultures. You cannot have an imperfection. So then we see Citra sisters. And I hate to say it, it's just like once you hear that someone's overtly critical, you're like, oh, can't wait to see the beauties and physical perfections these two must be. And they're regulars.
No, 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 no. Listen,
Citra is the star
they
of
all
that.
look alike. The only reason Citra's a star is because Citra has a little bit of a highlight and some lashes. That'll do a lot for a person.
Some lashes.
Secondly, all the
Some
lashes.
lashes.
She doesn't have as much as she could, but she has a lot. Secondly, Sam, there's a lot to talk about.
Needs to be taken down a notch.
No, he doesn't need to be taken down. There's just a lot to go on
In front of his face to say it to, though?
I mean, no, but some cultures, like Caribbean cultures, they'll say it to your face.
Well, yeah. I
A
know.
Caribbean culture will come for that jugular the moment you turn around and you're in earshot.
What did Citra's sister say to him? Like, where's your jaw?
Yeah.
Like, what did they say to him? Like, I wonder, I wonder what they said to him that was like, he makes it, I just so badly.
They were
the
like,
minute
you're
came,
skinny,
they were so,
you have no jaw, where are your teeth? How
where's
are
your
you
Ryan?
chew?
Yeah, like, is there Ryan Gosling your brother? Like, how come you're not Ryan Gosling? Like.
They're like, you look nothing like, I thought all white people look like Ryan Gosling. False. We were wrong.
They're like, this is not a city. And like, yeah, Citra's like, yeah, bitch, not a fucking city.
And your car is dirty and ugly. And it smells.
I know, and
that's
that's after the car wash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's not even the same car. That's a whole different car.
You know what? It looked that way, but then I didn't say it. But then
There's PT Cruisers I'm seeing. There's that car. There's the car he actually drives. Chris, it's a whole menagerie of vehicles. There must be vehicles just like sitting in the driveway. Remember he pulled out and there's a semi just chilling there too. There's a lot going on. But I love Citra and she's like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, remember, she's like, Dad, what's going on? And he's like, I think it's aliens. And she's like, ha, 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 ha. Tell me what happened. Like, she's just loving this whole situation.
She loves the dad.
She loves it.
She hates the mom, loves the dad. The dad, by the way, is wearing a Huntington Beach shirt. A shirt from Huntington Beach, Orange County town. Very close to me. And I was just like, have you been there? And I was like, are you gonna go there again? What were you just, walking, eating at Gladstone. I forgot what's over there.
Yeah.
You know,
But
like, so interesting.
I love the fact that the dad is atheist because it allows him to be open to Citra and it allows him to be open to learning her language and trying to, like, the brother's there, like, with the phone trying to figure out how to say things. And, like,
Yeah,
the dad is completely failing, right, at everything,
really bad.
but,
Yeah.
like, trying, right, in a
Yeah.
way that she makes her feel like, okay, they're going to try. And so I just appreciated that the entire interaction. So even though he's talking about aliens and even though all that, she finds it endearing, and I love that about it.
You know who doesn't find her or Sam endearing? The bartender at Boozer's Bar,
Oh
who,
yeah,
like, oh, hated them, honey. Like,
yeah,
something dumb and fruity. Like, she,
yeah.
like, she was just like, I hate
I
these
would like to
people.
give you a beer. So if you don't want a beer, in fact, what I want to give you is either Budweiser or Sam Adams. That's what I want to give you.
Hmm.
I don't want to get a Bacardi. I don't want to hold my hand like this for too long.
Hmm.
Okay, I just want to
It's
do a
like
flick of the
pineapple
wrist.
juice. Yeah, it was like a very orange drink. Okay.
God, he embarrassed himself so bad in that mosque. Wasama alaikum wasalama walaikum wasalama.
But then, yeah, he tries to do to the dad, and that's
Again,
various versions of that
terrible.
happened. And yeah, the dad's just like, can't wait to get them converted, and he, like, has sitting on the fact that he has to tell the dad. Dude, I forgot the word they keep using.
I
Shit.
don't know
It's like,
either.
I know they're like that I'm gonna be not discontinued, but like diverged, or they're like,
I
like, I
don't
have a
know.
difference, or I have a deference. I
I
have
don't know.
whatever the
I'm
legal
gonna have to
term,
go back to jail because I didn't turn in paperwork because I was
paperwork.
riding around with like dirty medication in my pocket. And I was like, is he still taking methadone or whatever it is to help him?
No,
Like,
no, he's on subs. He's there is no, this is exactly. I want to make sure. So yeah, what had happened was in the treatment of opioid addiction, they have drugs that dull opioid, they're the receptors in order to make opioids not as pleasing to take. And so as a lifelong and or short treatment against abuse, subzoxone or whatever the names are shown to help people. It's to have someone on it is showing that they're actively taking steps to not have this be a part of their lives, because it's dulling the receptors in their body to not make them want to take it. But there is an element of something that some people, it's that's what it is.
yeah,
I try to make this like a way for me to say this elegantly, and then I'm not finishing a sentence well. But what is confusing is the fact that he didn't have his prescription, or they were in a wrong baggie or something like that, and that's not the greatest. Especially, there's just certain things that when someone gets out of prison, you have to take care of certain things, in the order that you need to do, and all the legal and shit that you have to take care of, just be on top of it, your doctor shit stuff. Like, I mean, the same thing
yeah,
for Michael and Justine of like Love
yeah,
After Lockup, and Michael, if this is all true, Michael not being on his P's and Q's or whatever to like do the thing he needs to do.
yeah,
It's like, that's what you got to be fucking doing. Like,
yep,
don't do anything else. Like, don't care about a rap career. Do whatever you can
yep,
to get your ducks in the row and get from point A to point B first.
yep,
Anyway,
yep,
that's what I have to say.
yep. And it's so hard for them to do it, and I don't get it. It's just life. Like, I mean, it is life, but I'm sitting here and I haven't gotten my license transferred over because I'm a Californian to my core and they want me to get a Minnesota license. And I didn't know I was supposed to get one, but my coworkers told me to get one. And then I got pulled over earlier this week and they were like, hey. And I was like, oh, yeah. And they were like, yeah. And they were like, did you know you're going 80? And I was like, yeah, because I'm on a freeway. And they were like, but it's 60. And I was like, yeah, but I'm on a freeway. And they were like, but that's 20 miles over the speed limit. And I was like, yeah, it always says 60 or 65 on a freeway, but you go 80 on a freeway.
It's like a suggested retail price.
Yeah.
But when you're on
And
a
then,
freeway, it's like a bargain bin. I mean, you
yeah,
do what you got to do.
I was in the fast lane. And then they were
Yeah.
like, that's too fast. And I was like, oh.
No,
And
it's
then,
not.
and then he said, okay, you stay right here. I'm going to go to my car.
Is
And
it
he went to
snowing?
his, uh-uh,
Was it snowing yet?
it wasn't.
Icy?
Nope.
Okay, well then you're fine. Was it
And then,
raining?
nope, it was
Great,
cold
then you're
though.
fine.
And then he left and then he came back and he said, here's a warning. And then he said, get your license done correctly. And then I went to work and I said, hey, I got pulled over. And everybody was like, and you didn't get a ticket? And I was like, no, And they were like, why? You were recklessly driving. You could have gotten 2 tickets, reckless driving and driving 20 miles over the speed limit. And I was like, guys, I was on the freeway. And they were like, this ain't California, kid. You can't drive within the city limits. And I was like, I wasn't in the city. They were like, you were on a freeway coming out of downtown. And the speed limit is 60. The most you can go is 70. And I said, well, it feels like I'm driving backwards. I had to go to work. So I now am very scared driving. So, anyways, there's my story. And I'm sticking to it. So let's move on to Jasmine and Gino. So Gino actually did some shit right. The whole time his hands were shaking. And he's like, Jasmine. And Jasmine wears the yellow dress, shows off her boobs and her butt.
You
And
like this angle and this angle, this thing and this one.
And so she's on the verge of tears. It's a beautiful sunset and looks like warm breezes blowing. And they drink wine, and he holds the wine glass like a goblet for some reason, not like a wine glass. And she talks about all the lovely things, and he starts to cry because she finally admits that she's being unreasonable about his family. And she's like, why are you crying? And he's like, because you finally accept my family. She's like, oh baby, I know, I'm sorry, I'm being so dry beach. And then he produces an actual worthy ring, and she cries. And then they have a good night. Next morning, she's like, guess what? Dan gave me money for my butt. And he's upset, but he's like, why would you ruin this? And she's like, well, I had to tell you. Which is true, but it's like, she should have told him 4 weeks ago.
Or never.
Oh, you know what? He would have watched it anyway. He would have watched it. It would have come out on the tell-all.
She could have just also never said anything ever.
Mhm.
Anyway, some things just take it to your grave. They don't gotta know everything. And by the way, he doesn't know everything in her life, not nearly. So why was this one thing? Here we are, though. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I didn't love this episode. I guess I don't know. I found it to be like a little, I guess, boring.
Yeah. Oh, I have a picture. It's like Chantel is now wearing wigs like her mother. This is a borderline Miss Karen wig.
You're putting Chantel up for this episode? This is not Single Life, but okay. Oh. I was like, wrong show. I forgot. But you know what? Listen, a little tough of Chantel, honey, is always appreciated. I'm sorry to even call you. Okay, great. No, you're right. Okay, I love you. I was like, in my mind, I was like,
oh, I forgot. It's all the same.
It is certainly all the same.
It's all the same.
It is absolutely all the same.
I just found it from last episode, and I just wanted to tell you guys that she just has been wearing wigs looking like her mama.
Did you notice that so he plans this thing where they just go to a rooftop and there's like rose petals. When they come out of the elevator, there's like one single glass Voss bottle. And I wondered, why one? And was that left there by someone like setting this up? Like, was he like, I'm so thirsty, I'll need it? Or
someone didn't clear the set?
Yeah, but also it's Voss, it's like very expensive, and also ideal. So I got it. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Okay. Me too.
All right. What a fun night. We love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching us. If you want to, let me tell you, we could use an engagement of our own. And we don't even need you to give us a really fancy ring a couple of times and go to a rooftop and give us Voss water. Like, you could help us with our engagement by going to our social medias and following us at DocuSweeties, and then liking all our posts and then sharing our posts on all the things like your social medias, and also like telling other people in fun forums how much you love us, and or on Facebook. So we are at DocuSweeties on Instagram, at DocuSweeties on TikTok. We are at DocuSweeties1 on X, and on Facebook, we are the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. Other than that, we have a whole other situation where you can almost give us money.
Yes. So if you'd like to do more and support your girls support us, you could do so on patreon.com/DocuSweeties. So on patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month, you would get some exclusive content, including a live every first Monday of the month. So Chris and I, we don't make money off the podcast, but we do pay other people to help us do things so that we can provide you stellar content, including social media stuff and editing stuff. So if you'd like to help us do that, please join us on patreon.com/docusweeties. Again, $10 a month. So yeah, that's it. All right, you guys, we hope you have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.